Hi, my name is Joanna Whitney. I am an intuitive artist, a student of natural law, and an energy healing practitioner. And I'm going to jump in and make a new video. Haven't done this for a while, and I feel like I need to talk about some things that have been going on in our community. So we've been reading A Different Drum. We've been practicing nonviolent communication. We put a pause on the formal consensus because we don't have enough love in our community to be able to utilize formal consensus. So we have to create community in order to be able to make decisions together. And people just don't show up. That's what I'm gonna talk about today, right now. People don't show up. And I mean, in the old days when I was involved in groups, people showed up. We had ways to get people to show up. We used a potluck that would work. Or people would just show up. And I remember this one guy that I knew used to refer to each one of us as the member of a symphony. We all have our instrument that we play in the symphony. And God is the guy. I can't remember the name of that right now. God is that person, that entity that directs our movements in the symphony. And when the oboe player doesn't show up, we really miss him. Even in the violin section, if there's 5 violinists and they each have their part to play, if one of them doesn't show up, then you can hear the difference, because each person, each member of the community has their individual role in the community. And I'm just trying to figure out what is going on, like what changed so that we don't think this way anymore. And what I think it is that maybe back in the old days, we used to think about what we could contribute to a situation rather than what we were going to get out of it. And now we've been flipped over to what can I get out of it? And if you come with the attitude of what can I get out of it, you're not going to get anything out of it. It's just going to be drab. And that's kind of how things have been, you know, that's what I've noticed anyway. Like I show up there to the various events that we've created to try to get the heartbeat pumping again in the community. And it's just, there's just a big lack of enthusiasm. And I just feel like, I'm like, what the hell is going on here? What is going on? And it simply feels like people are coming with the idea of what can I get out of this? And not what can I give? What of myself do I have to give? Now, you can all cop out to that if you want. You totally can cop out to that and say, this is too hard. I don't want to do it, blah, blah. However, we're in a situation right now where the dark occult globalists are attempting to take us over, and they're gonna be able to do that if we're not 100% committed to each other and ourselves and getting back to the old ways of celebration of every moment. You know, recently I did a workshop preparation exercise with a friend of mine who both of us have MFAs, Masters of Fine Art. And the challenge that was proposed was to draw myself as the new earth. Who do I want to be in the new earth? We prepared with the meditation. And then I spent an hour drawing this full-length body image. And what I found from that experience was that what I remembered about how it used to be when I was in art school was that it's the practice of the present moment and seeing the beauty in every single moment. And that I remember in art school, they would just tell us, draw whatever is in front of you. Like you're sitting at the table in the kitchen and you're eating breakfast, just whip out your drawing pad and draw that still life right there. Don't set up a still life. Draw the still life in front of you. And I did that. And the amazing experience that I had from that was that every moment has beauty in it. Every situation has a beautiful formulation of elements. It's just up to me to pause and see them. Bear witness to the beauty of God's creation. And again, I'm non-denominational. I'm not a Bible reader or anything like that. I read all kinds of books to find the elements of spirit. I'm not religious, but I do have a relationship with, I call it God, honestly. I call it God, just for lack of a better term. And I have spent many years adhering to spiritual principles of honesty, integrity, cleaning up my side of the street, making sure my side of the street is clean, trying to bring something to a situation, actively, prayerfully trying to bring my full self to every moment for the purpose of celebrating the glory and beauty of God's creation here on earth. And I feel like right now, I'm doing, I can't remember what it's called, CPR on the community. Like I'm trying to get the heartbeat going again. And I'm just not able to do it on my own. It's really weird. It's a really, really weird experience because I've never had this experience before. For example, there's a big blowout and my friend and I get booted out of the extremely dark signal chat. Boulder stands up. Extremely dark chat, I'm happy to say. I'm not gonna pull any punches with that one. Where there's a tyranny and only one person decides what the topic is going to be, and then if you dare to challenge that person, then you get accused of all kinds of weird things. So we get booted out of that. We start a new group, new signal chat, and we started an in-person group. The first week of the in-person group, about 16 people show up. And I'm using techniques that I have learned and practiced in over 30 years of participating in a weekly or daily groups. that are extremely oriented to freedom. I didn't have any etiquette in place of how we were all supposed to act, except for a talking stick and a time limit. And one person did break the time limit, and I didn't stop them. So someone else, called me out on that later. But whatever, I go with my intuition on how to do these things. I don't have a rule book that I stick to, especially in times like we're in right now. So that group met continuously, and it started dwindling. First, a few weeks into that group, a couple people said they only wanted to come every other week. So we said that we were going to come every week. So we came every week, and then no one showed up. Like I was the only one there or whatever. So then we acquiesced to the group whim of meeting every other week. So we started meeting every other week. And then the people who said they wanted to meet every other week got pissed off at something that somebody said on Signal, which is where our shadow lives, is on Signal. And they stopped showing up. And then a few weeks later, I think it was the last time maybe, I got people telling me at the last minute that they weren't going to show up. And I got really kind of annoyed by that, because I'm not the mom here. I'm just one person in this community. I'm not the orchestra. I'm not the person. I'm not this person who directs the orchestra. God is that person. God, your inner self, your divine spark, your motivation within you, in your heart, your conscience. That is the entity that is responsible for whether or not you show up. Not me. I'm just an instigator of change. That's all I am. And someone who tries to model what showing up looks like. So I get a bunch of emails that, as I'm driving from my house an hour away from Boulder to our location, of the people who aren't going to show up, and their various excuses for why they're not showing up. Then I get one person who has been there early, got there early, and then couldn't find it, so they left. I don't know, people. I don't know really what to say. I mean, it's very frustrating to me, honestly. It's frustrating because it's like, are you taking your life seriously? We're in a crisis situation here. Our whole society has been torn apart by the globalists. It's been upended. A big psyop was played on us, on humanity. The majority of people bought into it. And all we want to do is chat on our phones on Signal. Where's the symphony? The symphony of human participation. It's dead. It's completely dead, is what it is. Not completely dead. It's not completely dead, but it's unless, those of us who are the instigators come up with something really powerful that everybody wants to get in on, nobody's going to show up, because people are coming to get something rather than to give something. And, I'm thinking about Stone Soup, that parable from, I remember, I think I think it was read to me in kindergarten or something like that. In Stone Soup, the peddler comes to town, and this is the 1800s or the 1700s or something like that in Germany. The streets are cobblestone, and the peddler comes to town, and the whole street, all the streets are quiet because everybody's in their house. I mean, that's how it is now too. I mean, when I was growing up, there was kids in the street all the time playing. But now The streets are silent. And the peddler comes to town, and he has this great idea, and he puts a big pot in the center of the town square, and he puts a big rock in it, and he puts some water in it, and then he goes around from house to house and asks for leftover vegetables. He lights a fire under the pot, and he says to each person in each house that he's making a big pot of soup, and he only has a stone. He's making stone soup. Would they have like a old onion or some carrots to add to the soup? And so gradually each person digs around in their cellar and finds a vegetable that they can contribute to the soup. And they each bring a vegetable to contribute to the soup. And pretty soon we have stone soup. And all the townspeople have contributed different things, and they get more and more involved in what they can contribute to the soup to make it really good. And then we have a big soup and we all eat together. And that brings me to the other parable, the parable between hell and heaven, where in hell, excuse me, everybody is trying to feed themselves with the long handle spoons, and they can't. Everybody's sitting around eating stone soup, but they only have long spoons, and so they can't get the spoon into their mouth. And then in heaven, in the heaven door, everybody's figured out that they have to feed each other. But we're in a whole other area now where nobody's showing up. Nobody's showing up to feed each other. I don't know where they all are, where people are at. This is a whole different time. And maybe we don't have any historical records of the times that other civilizations have gone through this time because people go extinct as a result of this. I don't know. It's just really weird to me. Like, it's just really weird to me. This is where we're at. I'm going to keep showing up and doing my thing, but I just kind of got like, I'm going to go back to reading the book and blah, blah, eventually. I have to turn on my other computer that has my better background on it. But I haven't made a video for 2 weeks, and it's just because I just don't know what to say anymore, because, we have these great opportunities to get together and learn things together and bond together as a community and in person, and be ready for the next wave of baloney that's coming down the pike. And last time we all met in person, there were 3 people. 3 of us were there. It's a bummer. And you know what else happened, which is totally crazy, is that, I'm having some interesting interactions with certain people in the group. Like, I feel like I'm in elementary school, honestly. And we've been doing, at the Wednesday night group, we've been doing practicing nonviolent communication, and we're ready to help with any disagreements anybody's having with each other and stuff, and for free. Like, we're not charging anything. Like, the practice group in Boulder that meets every other week costs $10, with the pastor or whatever at that church. We're not doing that. We're meeting in someone's home at the location that we all usually meet at. And so somebody has a problem with me or whatever, and they suggest that we should hash it out at the practice group, NVSC practice group, and I agree to that. And then they change their mind and they want to do something else. They want me to drive an hour to meet with them in some other configuration that they want to come up with after it was. And I'm like, no, this is a great opportunity for us as a community to work together to work out our shit. So that's what I'm doing. Okay. I look at everything that goes on between us all as a great opportunity for us to work out our shit so we can be bond together so that we can be a united front down the road. I don't really care about petty baloney that goes on between us all because, I mean, just how we act is just unbelievably immature to me. But I'm not gonna, people say jump and I'm supposed to say how high, and I'm just not gonna do it because to me, this is all about our community that we have established as a result of being the people that refuse to get jabbed and refuse to lock down. We're the ones, and I just actually gravitated north because people were still meeting, but I don't really see much difference in like the people down here where I live don't even get together. So I had to go where people actually get together to try to make some community happen there. And I guess, I mean, I don't really want this to be a bitch session or whatever, but I just am asking those of you who are watching my videos, like I noticed like 20 people watch my videos, right? Where are you on Wednesday night? I mean, where are you at the Boulder Groove Fest that we put on the first or second Saturday of the month? The next one's October 14th, 11 to 3. We put on these events, and we get a few people. It's like a string quartet rather than a symphony. And it's not even that. Like, I don't know. I mean, we have great conversations. When we all get together, we have great conversations, but for some reason, people don't come back and they don't. And I feel like what it is, it's an attitude that each person has to dig down deep within themselves and seek out their attitude issue and say, hey, what am I bringing to the situation? Not what can I get out of it? If you review your time and think to yourself, what did I get out of it? You're never going to come out to your house. It's about what did I give? What was I able to give? And who did I affect? As a result of my presence, who was affected in a positive way? And, unity is not always harmony. Harmony does not equal unity. Sometimes you have to be the example and it's not going to feel good to everybody. Like, I'm not going to kiss a bunch of ass in order to get friends. I don't need any more friends. I have a lot of friends. And I have principles. And I'm not going to violate my principles to have friends because those people are not really my real friends and they won't be there when I really need them. And that's what this is all about. This is all about trying to create something that we can all depend on together in our own community while the globalists, try to make our towns into a smart city or whatever the hell they're trying to do while they try to, install smart meters on our houses and change our currency to digital, which we are participating in. That's the whole other thing. Like we create a barter currency, which is just like cash. And we need help, getting that out into the community, but we don't get any help from that. And people would rather just use their cards. Do you understand what that means? Is you're saying by your actions that you would rather use digital currency than paper currency, which is tracked digital currency. So, I mean, we're in a devolution state right now. So it's going to require an effort of will to turn that around. And people, like in my old community, people go, oh, well, God will take care of it. Yeah, you know what? He will. Natural law will take care of it. Our civilization will go through the natural law process of birth, teenagehood, adulthood, and death. If we don't embody the principles ourselves and turn it around, that is our responsibility. Humans. And people say we have so much power. Okay, we're powerful beings, right? It's true, we are. What that means is that every act we take, just like the song, every move we make, every act we take has meaning. Everything we do. Like when I was doing that drawing the other day, I realized every mark I make has spiritual meaning, because I am a connector between the earth and the cosmic energies. And when I take a writing implement and draw, I am connecting those two energies. So even when I make a shopping list, I'm accessing that portal to another dimension. And if I do it in a thoughtful, prayerful manner, then I'm connected. But if I allow the globalists to randomize my actions so that I'm thinking about something else while I'm writing this, that's what they want, then this thing is going to turn into a complete mechanistic society because of my actions and their hypnotic suggestion. Is that what I want? We have this great opportunity here to get together and play our instrument in a symphony and create a sound barrier so strong that the globalists run screaming into their little holes. But if we follow their directions, then we're going to get what we always get. We're going to get what we get, because if we're in that state of mind where where's mine? Where's mine? That can't be mine. It's not big enough. It's not the right color. Where's mine? I've been doing what I've been supposed to be doing. Where's mine? Where's my good results? The bottom line right now seems to be about making fake green paper and staying in the system, even though our talk is about, freedom. Well, our walk has to be about freedom. Okay. So, I'm going to get off here now and go about my day, but next time I'll probably hopefully go back to reading the books. But, we have to actually participate in order to have this make any difference. We actually have to get together and bring ourselves, bring our characters, our experience, our skills, our desire, our passion. Bring it. Just like we used to do in the old days. We have to go back to how we used to behave in the old days if we want to create a parallel society different from what we currently have right now. That's what I'm about. So that's why I do these videos.